Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome back to a high level best of 5 of StarCraft 2. Today in the top left spawning as our blue Protoss player, playing for Team Storm Gaming. He is Danish and he might be royal. It is MaxPax's. In the bottom right, it's not royal but still very large, playing for Team Mouse. It is a big Gabriel, also known as Heromarine, of course, here in this best of 5 grand finals of the ESL Open Cup Europe, also known as the Big Gabe Weekly. And what an exciting finals this hopefully is going to be. These guys have gone up against each other a crap ton of times, with both of them trading series, trading games. MaxPax, I think, with his kind of trademark style of heavy blink stalker pressure, and more lately seeing a lot of Phoenix Colossi play out of him. Heromarine, known of course for his solid build orders, his deep understanding of the matchup, and always knowing the correct move before he has to make it, and making it exactly when he is forced to. Ooh, this probe in a little bit of trouble. Hot weather perhaps, as the SCVs are trying to chase it around. 138 is the timing. The CC can go down, and the CC went down at 140. So a 2-second delay, that is not a very large time. Oh, probe is going to come back in right here. Wants to spot whether it was Marine first or Reaper first. And even gets the scout on the reactor here, which is huge. Absolutely fantastic early game here for MaxPax. Couple of reasons why this is huge. One, this basically shows that it isn't the fastest possible factory after with a fast CC. So what a Terran can do is skip the reactor, get a quick factory, then build a reactor on the barracks and go into a really quick Hellion rush or a fast mine drop, or even a quick cyclone or fast banshees. There's a lot of possibilities basically for Terran. After seeing the reactor and no factory yet, so the reactor first, this immediately indicates that this factory is going to be a little bit more delayed. That means that any medevac drop, any mine drop, any Hellion pressure is going to be delayed by about 20-ish seconds compared to if you built the factory immediately. So that's a huge scout and definitely worth sacrificing a probe for, at least in my mind. Now, we do see the shade out here from MaxPax, and he gets the kill on that SCV, which already had a little bit of damage on it. I bet that was the probes doing from earlier. Second adept also has been chrono boosted. Heromarine perhaps overstepping his boundaries here with those Marines. Is going to lose the first Marine, I guess. Yes, second Marine may be in trouble, depending on what MaxPax wants to do here. It's just going to shade in and check for an SCV. Will not let it finish. Phoenix on the way, as well as Warp Gate. MaxPax being rather aggressive here with those two adepts, of course possible because there is no Reaper in the early game, and there's not going to be a Hellion either. Okay, now we're talking. Interesting call here out of Heromarine. Going for a, well, is it greedy? Yeah, a little bit of a greedy play. Skipping the Hellion, skipping the Reaper, zero scouting information for Heromarine. Rather than building the Hellion, he says, hey, my factory is going to build a tech lab, so the moment my starport finishes up, I can swap these two bad boys over. And that is just what happened here. And now this is the fastest possible Raven from the reactor before factory opener. But a Raven into a Phoenix is not quite what you want. So, yeah, Heromarine has a nice opener, and this would have been fantastic if his opponent was playing 3-4 gate blink. But that's not the case here. His opponent is playing Phoenix into Colossus, a build order that MaxPax has been very keen on executing in the past few, well, I want to say weeks, but perhaps it's more days. In the past week and a half, maybe 8-9 days, he has been playing a lot of Phoenix Colossus, has grown fond of it. Generally liked his openers, and mid game still a little bit sloppy at times, but we'll see how it's going to pan out this time around here on Dragon Skills. Raven not quite sure what to do with himself, as our good old Raven is just flying around for now. Bunker in the wall. Yeah, this feels like a defense against a 3 or a 4 gate blink, and now I think the Heromarine is going to be pretty upset by this. He says, uh-oh, for a Phoenix save up, that means I'm not in position, there's no turrets ready, there's no Cyclone, there's no Viking. Marines weren't there either to stop these Phoenixes. 3 workers end up going down immediately, and a full-on scout. Raven practically useless as well. I hope for Heromarine he can keep it alive, and I wouldn't mind if he hides it behind the mineral line, although that of course also carries some risk. Another SCV goes down. Bunker does get salvaged immediately, but yeah, this is a great little start here for MaxPax, who already has a third base on the way, has a slight supply block, but it's not going to be the end of the world, as the first Colossi will start immediately after this Immortal pops out over here. 5 Phoenixes on the map already. No, there is a 6th Phoenix on the way as well. So lots of Chrono Boost must have been sunk into these bad boys. Second gateway in the front. As Heromarine right now, probably thinking of a way to kind of get out of this. This is literally one of the worst case scenarios. I think the only thing that could have been worse would have been if this was Phoenix into charge. I think if you have tanks against Phoenix into charge, that is a huge issue. The Marine count being high is nice, but... or would have been nice against Phoenix charge, but... Oi, oi, oi. It would have been difficult. Let's not forget, Heromarine still really has no clue as to what is going on. Hasn't scouted gas count, hasn't scouted main base stack. All he has seen is a pylon on the 3rd base, which is not all that much info, to be honest. Double medevacs are coming out right now. I'm not sure if MaxPax has spotted this Raven, but he definitely is going to spot it eventually. Another 2 SCVs go down, and I think we're up to like 8-9 workers. Yeah, 8 workers have been killed already. And honestly, Phoenix Colossus doesn't need to kill any workers. Every worker you kill is a beautiful bonus on top of the safest build order around currently in the Protoss versus Terran matchup. Just putting yourself in a better position every single time. Here come the Phoenixes. We'll finally spot that Raven. I'm not sure if that's the first time, but that should kind of ring the alarm bells a little bit. It's not the end of the world, but you still want to respond to it. You still want to be careful of it. We see a move forward here of the Colossi. Probably want to be hugging this ramp a little bit closer. Double force fields are available, so there is some danger here, of course, on the side of Heromarine. 5-6 Marines get taken out for, well, basically for free. Raven might get jumped upon. No, is going to stay alive, at least for now. Vikings being rallied across the map. This feels very all-in out of Heromarine. Uh-oh. Phoenix is in a bit of trouble. That's the second Phoenix that just went down. Double interference matrix is around. There are 2 Colossi here. Both of them have thermal lens. First interference matrix. Raven gets taken out, though. So it's going to stay with a single interference matrix. Charge halfway done. +1 nowhere near being done. Super battery is still in the realm of possibilities to be activated here. And I think it should be activated pretty soon to try and break this position. Phoenixes aren't hanging behind to pick off any potential reinforcements. So... MaxPax actually kind of letting Heromarine walk in here for no apparent reason, at least not that I can see. Colossus will pop out here, and with that range is going to be quite a help. Battery not active. Lots of Marines in this army. Need to be careful against the Colossus. Here comes the flank. Super battery gets activated. Guardian shield as well. Target fire is good on the Colossus, but 2 pickups on these tanks means that they won't be capable of breaking through the thick shell of the super battery and the shields on the Colossus. Oh no, I think Heromarine is still doing it here. Pushes in with the Marauders. GG gets called as Heromarine wins game number 1 of this best of 5, and MaxPax forced to tap out. A little bit of a disappointing first game there coming out of our young Dane, as he gives away a position that I don't think he should have. Really felt like after holding the high ground ramp, taking out 5-6 Marines for free, killing those SCVs earlier, he was in a fantastic position. I really do believe that the way the Phoenixes should be used in those cases is to be behind the army, while the Colossus should be holding, holding the 3rd base and in between the natural as well, with the help of the super battery. Basically immediately you want to use that range advantage the moment you can. Phoenixes pick off reinforcement. That means that the Terran's army remains small. No new tanks can arrive, no new Vikings can arrive, no new nothing can arrive, and that should be the formula to success. But Heromarine here did not allow that formula to truly unfold, and MaxPax paid the price there. He's going to scout across the map straight away with his first worker. No proxy location scouts here. I've seen him play recently. Sometimes he scouts for those proxies, sometimes he doesn't. Want to switch it up, of course. Not always want to scout, but I do like scouting the close by location, either towards the left or the right, making sure that the barracks can be proxied too close. You don't have to necessarily do it every single game, but if you do it 40% of the time, Terrans are going to be very afraid of proxying barracks close by. So if you have to play against a proxy rack, most of the time it's going to be further away, which makes it easier to respond to. Zealot gets... Wait, what? Oh, okay. Now we're talking here, MaxPax. Now we're talking. What is this, my good friend? What is this? Did he finish that Zealot? Yeah, the Zealot's gonna make its way across the map once again. Marine into Reactor. So a little bit of pressure here. Well, a little bit. This is actually significant pressure, and it delays the second gas by a significant amount, which means that Stargate I don't think is a viable follow-up. We see Warp Gate already starting. This needs to deal some damage. It cuts 1 or 2 workers. It cuts your gas. So what do you want to achieve with this? Well, ideally... Oh my god, it's triple CC. That means that there's not going to be a bunker on the low ground anytime soon. And the third Marine is also delayed by 2-3 seconds. As we just saw, look at that. 8, 6, 1-2 seconds maybe. Doesn't sound very big, but definitely could make a difference. Marine 2 and 3 are about to pop out as the first Marine and SCV are just running away for now. Heromarine needs to micro this well as he pulls a bunch of SCVs. Might believe a second Zealot is on the way, but instead it is going to be an Adept which shows up. There we go. SCV control needs to be good here. Not loving this position so far for MaxPax. Shoots the SCV down as there's too low... too shottable Marine here. Zealot goes down. Second Adept on the way. Was this good enough? SCV pool was achieved here, which does cost a decent chunk of money, of course, for a Heromarine, but Heromarine also already has a third base on the way. Heromarine is building a second barracks, and 2 more Marines are about to pop. 1 more Marine will fall here. I am not super feeling this position here for MaxPax, if I'm going to be honest. It's not terrible, but it's also just not great. Do like the follow-up is going to be for most likely a 3 or 4 gate build here. We see 1 gate coming down, and knowing MaxPax, another gate will easily and quickly follow. 1 Adept falls, as 2 Marines will end up dying here. This Adept will also die. No! Some retarget out of Heromarine. Adept eventually falls. Take a look here at the resources lost. 400 resources against 350. That is not great if you're playing against a triple CC. That is not great if you're playing against a triple CC at all. The only thing that it might do is it might kind of lull Heromarine into a false sense of security. He might think, okay, I stopped the initial pressure. I killed, 2 Adepts, a Zealot, a Probe, lost 6 Marines. Sure, that sucks, not the end of the world, but do I really need a bunker right now? Do I really? I think the answer is, yeah, you do need a bunker right now. And you need it pretty darn quick as well. It needs to start ASAP. It probably needed to start 5 to 10 seconds ago. Heromarine hasn't started it yet, and this could be an issue. Without a bunker, without tanks, life is going to be difficult to continue living. Not just, he's not going to just have a hard time. He's probably going to die. If you have nothing to deal with stalkers, if you have nothing prepared, they'll just out-micro you. Simple as that. Stim is not going to be done yet either. Here comes the bunker, but it's way too late. 5 minutes in. This is the timing where the 4 gate usually hits. And it's going to hit here once more. Blink has finished up. And here we go. Marines falling at a very rapid pace. Bunker not done yet. This is not enough Marines. Good control out of MaxPax. Targeting down all of those Marines rather than focusing on the SCVs. Now these SCVs are being pulled. Oh, Prism was completely out of position. SCVs are going down at a very, very high pace. Stimpack here, close to finishing up. Good control out of MaxPax, not losing too many Stalkers at all. I think 1 has gone down so far, and a lot of Marines have gone down on the side of Heromarine. 42 workers against 38. Third base on the way right now here for MaxPax, who's following up with more and more Blink Stalkers. And I think he smells blood in the water, and I also believe that he can follow that blood in the water and get the kill here, because he's a very kind of instinctual player. He's a player that can feel when something is wrong. He can feel when his opponent is weak. And I think he smelled weakness here. Moving forward, not the greatest control there. Loses 3 Stalkers, which I don't think was quite necessary. But even with those Stalker losses, his position is still pretty much flawless, I would say. The only thing lacking here might be a follow-up gateway count. Interesting blink forward. Needs the Prism to save that Stalker. Will get there just in time. Infantry weapons level 1. Very close to finishing. Combat shield hasn't even started yet, but I do believe that Heromarine is just dead right now. Marauders are actually ripping through these Stalkers. Wow. Holy crap, Marauders are good at this game. Wow. Ideally, MaxPax gets another warp in here aggressively, yeah. It looks stupid to continue pushing, but I do believe it's the correct call as well. Want to continue fighting while your opponent has very little units, and the one-shot ability on those Marauders, I think, is big. You could move forward, one-shot a Marauder, blink away. MaxPax wants a different approach, though. He's going to move in here. Goes for a one-shot on a Marauder. Doesn't quite get it. Blinks back. Here comes the Prism in towards the main base. I think Heromarine is somewhat ready for this. Losing any amount of workers at this point, though, is truly going to suck for him, as 4 more workers do end up falling. Stalker's at the front. One Stalker dies, but his army is low. Heromarine can't overextend. Here, Blink not quite off of cooldown, as I think a Marine and a Stalker die. 87 supply against 75. We have 16 workers on this base. 3 gases. 57 workers means full saturation. Templar Archives as a follow-up, as well as more gateways. And I think MaxPax is in a fantastic position here, which is probably unlosable. If you give a position like this to a player like MaxPax, I think the chance of him losing it is fairly low. There's a Viking on the way. MaxPax already anticipating that. Recalls back home. Will leave the Stalkers there, might pick up a couple of Zealots, or might even decide to move across the map, and that is indeed what he is going to opt for here. Is there a third base? Yes, there is. It is landing. MaxPax, of course, knows that, and is going to go for a kill move here. +1 not quite done yet for him. Ooh, it's an interesting move forward here out of the opponent. Heromarine will pick off 2 Zealots as well as 1 Stalker. Basically for free. Ground weapons level 1 finishing up. There's a big Zealot kind of flankish run by moving in here. More Zealots being morphed at home as well. Being warped at home. Heromarine, I think, misunderstanding his position ever so slightly. Going to pay the price with this, as the Zealots run in. We'll start taking out SCV after SCV. Forcing the pull. No control on this army yet. Not the greatest multitasking out of Heromarine. We'll scout the 4th base, as this Prism will die a painful... No, we'll stay alive, at least for now. 1 force field gets used. We get a blink back. Super battery activated. Heromarine needs to run away from this as the 2 Archons show up. There's no mines in this army. Once the Zealots charge again, I think these Marauders might be in a little bit of trouble. No, good control here out of Heromarine. 8 workers have gone down, though, on the other side of the map. That means that the total of workers right now is 68 to 49. Oi, 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 oi. 8 gateways against 5 barracks. So the infrastructure looks okay for Heromarine. I actually wouldn't mind seeing 2 more gateways here for MaxPax. He is floating a fair amount of money. I think he could add some Immortals as well at this point in this composition and would definitely help him out. Here comes a dropped force field out of the Prism. Interesting move out of MaxPax, as we have a big army moving towards the left side. I thought this was an unlosable game, but Heromarine, with some slick control here on the right side, continues kiting this army to death, basically. There is a pre-split on the army. No sentry over here. No micro either, though, out of Heromarine. He's just standing there taking it. Very poor control. Every Zealot gets the connection. Now Heromarine realizes, oh, wait a second, I need to control 2 armies at once. And he's gonna get pushed back, but that wasn't quite what he wanted. If he could have kited that a little bit better, I think he actually would have had a chance. Would have had a little bit momentum, at least on the left side. But now MaxPax can kind of gather up his forces, get the Templar in the Prism, 6 more Zealots as a warp, and 77 workers to 57. 5th base most likely starting soon as well. And this observer sees the complete lack of gas here and can probably predict that the upgrade situation on the side of Heromarine isn't looking all that bright. Triple Zealot run-by is being set up here on the far right side, as this Marine Medevac combination is also moving out towards that far right. Now, what do we have? We have a 5th base, we have a 2nd forge, we have a Robo Bay, and we have Storm, which is about halfway done. Cannon being thrown down at the 3rd base location, as MaxPax is preparing for a late game. But the question that I kind of want to ask here is Heromarine going to survive into a late game? He needs to force his opponent to stay at home, because if MaxPax gets the push with Storm, and the upgrades are going to be +2 versus 1-1, and the supply is equal, I actually think that MaxPax has a pretty decent chance of just straight up winning the game. There's a Zealot run by here at the 3rd, the 3 Zealots from earlier moving in. Now, this is a significant force. I'm not sure how MaxPax wants to deal with it. There is a recall available, so he might want to use that. Yep, there we go. Zealot still going ham in this base, by the way. Those 3 Zealots once again getting 8 kills. If this army gets pushed back... Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm foreseeing trouble here. Trouble in paradise, in Terran paradise. Well, to be fair, Ancient Cistern really isn't Terran paradise. Ancient Cistern is a lot of things, but it's not Terran paradise. It's a beautiful map. With the tasty lopes and the Artosi lopes. That's not going to be good enough. What do you have here? Triple Templar and a Prism. Come on, let's move forward. Can we do something here? No, we can't. I don't think so. EMPs need to land. Colossi are being produced behind us. Here comes the Zealot run by. That was saved up at the top. Mine gets taken out. No snipes coming out of these ghosts either. No control here out of Heromarine. He's busy focusing on this army. And as a result, we'll lose everything in his natural control there. Not what it's supposed to be. I think he really could have held that. It's a couple of moments here where it felt like Heromarine, through some good moves, almost managed to put himself back into the game. But then when it got close once more, he kind of threw it out of the window. We had that situation over here earlier where he forgot the micro. Now this run by taking out, what, 2-3 ghosts, a bunch of marauders as well, and a mine, which, if they had been controlled, would have been capable of taking out that Zealot run by a lot faster, and maybe even allowing him to push out on the map at some point again. Getting something out on the map is always great against Protoss, because it forces the Protoss to stay at home. Recall right now is still on cooldown, and was still on cooldown. Left side vision of MaxPax is fairly low, look at that. Absolutely nothing here. The only vision that MaxPax had was this observer, and then some things on the right side, so if this move out would have been capable of being there earlier, that would have been absolutely huge. Don't think Heromarine can continue moving out here, by the way. Don't think Heromarine can really move into this either. There's a storm available, and that's going to be chaos. Poof. Oh, that's a big connection there. Hitting the ghost, hitting a bunch of those marines. Huge overstimming as well here. Yeah, mines need to hit in a big way. Good splits out of MaxPax, who's controlling this fabulously. After the failures of last game, really showing this game that he is capable of playing a solid game of StarCraft 2, and that his strength really is in those blink builds more so than in the Phoenix Colossus, I feel like. Triple drop heading towards the far right side. Stalkers now moving out of position. There's no cannon here either that can kind of cover this area. Heromarine still in the game though. Felt like he died a couple of times already, and now once again is making things happen. Double drop heading towards the natural, double marauders in the third base. So lots of action all around over here. Mine gets taken out. I don't think this is enough Zealots, buddy. No, it is not. Heromarine with some good moves once more. Also, perhaps still in the business of winning fights over here. Only problem for Heromarine, of course, is the massive bank that MaxPax is working with. Definitely could be an issue in the near future. Heromarine needs more than one good fight. That is just the real issue here. Here I said it. If MaxPax had no bank, I think this game would be very playable. But right now, Heromarine, he's going to need to win this fight very convincingly, and then he's going to need to win another fight, which will be about even. And we have good infrastructure. We have triple robo. We have 10 gateways. So you know there's going to be a second army out of MaxPax. This is not the greatest fight that Heromarine could have taken, but actually still completely fine. Kills the first Colossi. I thought too many Vikings would have gone down there, but this seems okay actually. Zealots here coming in for that run by mine. Not going to connect. That means SCVs will end up falling and might even force Heromarine to return back home. Once more SCVs going down. This is absolute pain. 6th base on the way. Yes, that was a bad fight here for MaxPax, but he can take it. He can take a couple of fights like that. It wasn't a bad enough fight that he isn't in the lead anymore. And actually losing these SCVs is pretty painful here for Heromarine, who really can't afford a whole lot. Heromarine has one army and it isn't even maxed right now. Is going to finish up his +3 soon, and he might be eyeing a little bit of a +3 timing. Wants to probably hit a fight on MaxPax's side of the map so he can immediately push through. But as long as these Zealot run-bys are going in, there's not going to be a fight on MaxPax's side of the map. That's the main thing here. Every single time that Heromarine has moved out, these Zealots have gone in, and that's partly due to this observer spotting every single move out. A couple of Marines moving towards the far left. Might be capable of taking out some probes there. Zip. Turret gets attacked. I think Heromarine realizes how well in he is. He needs to win this fight right here, right now. EMP is going to connect with the army. There's still one storm available. Hits a couple of these Vikings, actually. That's a big deal. 6th base should be sacrificed here for MaxPax, or could be sacrificed here for MaxPax. Hitting those disruptor shots is big. Blinks are good as well. GG gets called as MaxPax wins game number 2 and ties up this series. Here we go with game number 3 played on Royal Blood. look at all the riches here around. Look at that painting on the wall. So what is that? Is that New York? No, what is this? Maybe it's like a Marsara or something. I'm not even sure if Marsara is a city or if it's a universe. I'm not a true StarCraft 2 lore master. I try my best though. I'm already happy that I know Jim Raynor and Kerrigan, that I know who Han and Horner are. Mainly due to me playing co-op and not so much due to me knowing the lore, but I remember some of their faces. Tychus as well, that's the bad boy of the rebellion. Then there's another dude, I can't recall their names. Dr. Ariel Hansen, I think. Who at some points turns into an infested, I believe. That's as deep as my lore knowledge goes. Luckily, we're not here to discuss the lore, but we are here to discuss this build order. Wow. Heromarine. You beast. Look at this build, my friends. This is a... what is this actually? This is a gas first, wasn't it? I didn't pay too much attention to the opener, but... CC on the high ground, factory this quick, such an insanely fast second gas as well. This is gas first. Would you look at that? So... I sound excited, and some people are going to be confused as to why I'm excited. It's because this build is very rare, and we don't see it a lot. The only times we see gas first out of Terran is when they go for an eBay block, then build a marine and very fast factory tech. That's not the case here. This is a factory for after a Reaper with a quick CC, and this will allow for a way faster medevac while still having the safety scout of the Reaper in the early game. Also a way quicker Hellion than you'd usually get. Zealot made its way across the map just like last game. Triple Gateway is on the way, so it's going to be 3-gate pressure against a build order that delays Marine production and focuses heavily on the timing. Ooh. Would you look at that? Okay. It's going to be a 1-1-1 type of push, which can easily turn into a defensive 1-1-1. Let's not forget about that. Probe cuts have been made in order to get all of this infrastructure out so fast. We can see it represented here in the worker count. Tank is on the way. The moment this tank comes out, natural is safe. The moment the natural is safe, Heromarine can start thinking of his next move. And I think those next moves are going to be either an 8 Marine drop across the map, or perhaps a Raven. I like both options here. I do. I wouldn't even mind seeing a Raven into a 3rd CC. Yes, 8 Marine drop, 6 Marine drop and a Hellion. This is a brilliant little move. Tank still needs to siege up though, and it's going to do just that. I wonder if MaxPax realizes what's happening here. It's like, hey, where's the Marines at? Where's the Marines at right now, buddy? Tell me that. Uh-oh. Stalkers moving forward, trying to take out this tank. Repair, is it gonna come in time? No, it's not. Repair doesn't come in time. Do we get a warp in at home? I think MaxPax needs to understand that something just happened. He warps into 3 Stalkers on the other side of the map. That's a huge blunder here, because that's going to lose him a lot of units. When I say units, I mean probes. Recall gets activated, 5-6 workers going down already, and that immediately undoes the damage that MaxPax just dealt on the other side of the map. Massive blunder out of him. Seeing no Marines upstairs whatsoever, and getting that 3 Stalker warp in aggressively rather than defensively, costing him 9 workers here. Yes, the tank died, but 9 workers have died on your side, and in this case 10 workers are a lot worse than 1 tank is. I'm pretty sure that MaxPax is all in over here at this point. I mean, he really has no viable follow-up in my mind. Sentry coming in, I think that's for a hallucination. So it's going to be 3-gate blink all in. And I'm not feeling it. Raven as a follow-up, bunker going down, 2nd barracks on the way. No eBay quite yet, but it's not necessary either. 3rd barrack is coming up. We have the 4 Marine drop as this medevac dies. That is big, that is interesting, that is cool. Stalker count is at 10, there's 2 tanks out. Meh. Good luck getting anything done, brother. It ain't happening. This tank can be positioned over here. It's going to be such a sweet position. Look at that, oh my god. Oh my god, Heromarine. This SimCity is beautiful. Look at those buildings. It's going to be blocking a lot of crap. Oh, I like this position. I wouldn't have minded slightly further down, so you can really start shooting the moment it blinks. And oh! Blink here on top. No Prism to save these Stalkers. This is going to cost him 3-4 Stalkers. Oh, they stay alive. No, they don't. Yeah, yes, they do. No, they don't. Lots of Stalkers going down here. So this tank makes its way towards the high ground. That's the end of the hallucination. Heromarine should have been capable of understanding what that meant. That means that the Stalkers are going to hit the bunker right now. This tank is not in position. There's not enough Marines. There's 7 Marines, 2 tanks. Oh no, it's MaxPax, the European parting over here, making things happen where things shouldn't be happening anymore. Oi, 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 oi. Things were not allowed to happen. The chaperone said no. But MaxPax did it anyway. Oi, 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 oi. This is like prom at your average American school. Completely getting out of hand over here. Tank taking a little bit of damage, but MaxPax creating a position for himself where he's not ahead, but something might be possible once more. It's not looking good for him. He's still behind. And once Tim and combat finish, he's way further behind. But I mean, this game was 100% over, and through a sequence of events here, he carved out a position where I'm not saying there's a future, but there is a chance that there might be a future. You know, if there's like a 25% chance that this goes into an extended mid game. It's not a very high percent, I understand that, but before there was basically 1% chance. So if you compare that, then he really increased the chances by a lot. Templar Archives, I love this call here. I think that's a brilliant call. He sees the Ravens like, alright. Colossi are not going to be a viable option. He needs to stall though, he needs to stall. Without Storm, there's no holding this. And even with Storm, it's going to be tricky to hold. His gateway count is at 4. He needs more gateways. He's adding those gateways. Actually, his gateway count is at 3. He's trying to get up to 8. He's losing Stalkers for free over here, though. And that means that the delay of the pushes ain't happening. And that means as well that I think he's in a little bit of trouble. This Raven got 4 kills total. But he could have gotten -5 kills. He could have produced 3 more probes. I would have been okay with it. And Heromarine would have said, I'm still fine. I don't think Storm is going to finish, and that's an issue. No Storm, no party. As Heromarine is the principle that will end this prom. No more dirty dancing now, MaxPax. That time has ended. Triple tank sieging up. Yeah, Storm not done, Prism not here. Battery out of out of this world right now. Up to Protoss building heaven. Third base goes down as I think MaxPax wants to make a final stand with Storms, but even if he holds at this point, third base has already finished. Yes, there's no orbital yet, but Marauder count is simply too big as well. I appreciate the grid, but I also appreciate an efficient use of my time, and watching this game isn't it anymore, so MaxPax, my friend. Show us what you got, but it won't matter anymore, as this game has officially ended already. We see 2 more Archons being morphed in, and he's fishing for a Storm, but the fish ain't biting. Heromarine realizes that is bait. Ooh, that's actually juicy Storms there. That is very juicy Storms. And that's another juicy Storm, but GG gets called anyway. Heromarine takes game number 3 here on Royal Blood. Puts himself on match point. In our 4th game, we have good old Heromarine, opening with a more standard build order. Just a classic barracks into gas. It feels like a lot of MaxPax's games tend to focus around the early game. Or maybe that's just because people don't want to play a mid or late game against him, but it feels like when he has a good early game, he tends to just kind of win in the mid or in the later stages of the game. But then very often he just kind of loses in the first 7-8 minutes. Ooh. Oh. Okay, this is the build I was discussing in game number 1, was it? I think that was what I talked about in game number 1. With the factory before the reactor. Right, so that's what we're seeing here. CC on the high ground. It's going to be a fast timing here, that's for sure. And an SCV scout. Oh, whoa, 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 Okay. This build is something. This is proxy starport. This is a proxy starport build order. And you know what's the beauty of proxy starport build orders? They're very good if they don't get scouted. So it's important that this SEV, he needs to hide himself. He can't be spotted here. The starboard here gets built. All right. First 2 cars should be on the way soon. We have an adept coming out, followed by a stalker, followed by a gateway, which will be followed by what? A robo? I think we are going to see a robo. Ooh, no. He went back. Changed his mind. Did he just change his mind after seeing the factory in the wall? He's going to build a robo, weren't you, mate? You were going to build a robo. What's the plan now? He's looking... Oh, he's looking for it. He's smelling. Smelling and looking. Third gateway unit coming out. Immediate chrono here. On blink. And a probe that is looking for a starport. And isn't finding it. Because the starport is in a location where you wouldn't expect it. Where you wouldn't expect it at all. It's going to be a 4 Hellion drop. Oh no. Battery in the natural, battery in the main. Stalkers in the natural. Adept looking for the units. It's not finding it. Entire topside except for this strip has been scouted. Oh no, is he gonna find it? Is he gonna find it? Is he gonna find it? Oh! No way. There we go. Gets the spot in the last possible second. Has 4 stalkers done. And some of these Hellions are actually relatively bruised up already. 2 stalkers from the main base coming down here. That's going to be... Oh, this was the sickest hold I've ever seen in my life. This has to be one of the best holds ever. Well, as I say, that more workers get... Oh my god, never mind. I take back everything I said. 9 workers. 10 workers. Oh no, full scout as well. 28 against 33 right now. Starport on the way back home. Tanks being produced already. First one is out. Bunker on the way. Life isn't fair. This was legitimately one of the best holds I've ever seen. If you're not playing Stargate and you're playing Blink, this is a dream hold initially what he's doing. He scouts it, has units in position, has a battery. He's done everything correct. Build a 3rd gateway unit, got the warpins in. Still takes a crap ton of damage and now needs to follow this up with a Dark Shrine. I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah. That's what I mean. That doesn't finish up. Okay, that's good at least. This is... what a sad way to end this finals. It was such a couple of good games so far already. MaxPax's now will need to perform some dark rituals in order to come back into this game. I'm not sure how good his black magic is. Does he have any black magic skills? I don't think he can blink in here either. It's just not possible. Tried to tank the first tank shot with the adept, but he needs to do something else. There's no Raven yet. I think there's going to be a Raven though, isn't there? Oh. Okay, no Raven. Okay, we're seeing a path here, which MaxPax could take. I'm seeing it. Are you guys seeing it as well? The path is fairly simple. And it starts with a Dark Templar warp, and here in the main base, 2 Dark Templars. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Starts hitting the wall. There's no energy. Okay, there is some energy. Not a whole lot, but some. First SVs get taken out. DT moves in towards the natural. Turret gets built in the natural as the DT in the main gets taken out. New DT could get warped in though. No, it's the 4 stalkers that are going to show up there. And a new DT as well. No new DT. 10 workers have gone down. Heromarine still up in supply. That's how bad the position is for MaxPax, or was for MaxPax. Next scan is going to be available in... Oh, that's a long bit away still. That is still pretty far off. And also the starport went back to create a Raven. That makes life even worse here, doesn't it? Bunker's going to die. You're not going to get that money back then. Ooh! One more Marine gets taken out. Scan gets used. This DT takes out another SCV. Could go for this tank. Well... It's It's a crater left behind where that DT once stood. A splatter of blood of the Marine that got killed in this collateral damage there. Oh, poor Marine. Wasn't meant to be. Heromarine, by the way, still up 14 supply. I just kind of want to show how far ahead Heromarine was after that early game. I mean, the fact that he's still up in supply after losing, what, 14 workers to 2 DTs? Like, that is obviously not okay. It just shows how impactful those early game kills were and how good this Hellion build was. It is crazy to me how good that build was. I've spoken about this at length with Terran players, and recently I was speaking with a Terran player who shall remain anonymous. And he said, this is the 4-gate blink of Terran. But if you're playing against a blink build order, it's almost impossible to lose. It's so ridiculously good. Now, I won't say who said that, so that the other Terrans won't beat him up. But he is French and plays for Team Liquid. I'm sorry, Clem. I had to throw you under the bus. That build is sick, though. It needs to be nerfed. Hellions need to be taken out of the game. That's the only solution here. 4 tanks, 1 Raven. Walk into a Protoss base and are looking for a win. This is going to be an all-in. Yes, there's only 3 racks, but there's no follow-up. There's nothing else. SCV is being pulled down towards the natural. Oh, this is a good fight here out of MaxPax's. Did he snipe the Raven? He sniped the Raven. That is huge. Killed no tanks. So the tanks are still around. But the fact that the Raven is gone means that life is going to be quite okay here. Life is going to be fairly good for MaxPax. He can fight without the battery even. And is taking out a lot of these Marauders. That means that the Marines might be in even more trouble. 2 more Marauders go down. The moment there's no tanking anymore of those Marauders, the Zealots and Colossi are going to be absolutely massive. I love that little move there out of MaxPax. Just poking in, making sure the tanks are still sieged. I wouldn't even mind if this DT doesn't get used to kill tanks, but just as an observer in a way, to just check, hey, what's kicking off over here? As a spotter, more so than anything else. That's not how this DT is being used, though. Double drop heading towards the natural. That's 16 Marines. Hardly any energy left, though, in those medevacs. Another warp in the main base. Could see another warp in. How much cash MaxPax actually has. There comes the warp in. Ooh. No warping, just sending over a lot of Zealots and a lot of Stalkers. Colossi used defensively. Tanks moving in, tanks moving in, tanks moving in range. Oh, that's 3 tanks that go down immediately. Super battery activates. This is game, this is game, this is absolutely game over here. Blink Stalkers can kill both of these medevacs as everything gets blasted here. GG gets called, MaxPax wins game number 4, and we're going into the final game of this best of 5 grand final. Game number 5, and the map is Altitude. Considered by some to be the best Protoss versus Terran map in the map pool. So I'm surprised to see it this late into this match. I'm surprised to see it at all in this match. I would have expected this to be the Heromarine veto. Having seen all the maps though, we now know the veto out of Heromarine was most likely Neo-Humanity, which I think is considered the 2nd worst map by most Terrans. But Heromarine probably knows something that the other Terrans don't, that Heromarine is pretty darn good. What did MaxPax veto? Babylon? I don't think we've seen Babylon. This also is universally considered to be the worst map in TVP. Still a fine map for Protoss. Do believe that the map pool is a little bit Protoss favored compared to the last one. Slightly larger maps, helping Protoss out in the early stages of the game. Yes, the bases are fairly far apart, but last map pool it felt like there were some really bad maps. There's no really bad map here for Protoss. There's no waterfall. I guess that the bases are a little bit further apart, which can be annoying. Definitely calls for a slightly different style. Reaper gets 2 kills? What? Wasn't even paying attention to this. What is this garbage? A Reaper with 2 kills is not okay. This Adept is not gonna get that, that's for sure. This Adept is gonna meet the Reaper in the middle of the map and take a look at that kill count. Be like, holy crap, you're strong. Your gun sucks so much. How did you do that? Guess you have a jetpack, but this Adept is dead. Reaper might come here to pick up a 3rd kill. Look at that. Whoop! 3 kills on this legendary Reaper. Reginald the Reaper. He can retire. Look at this guy. Is that his hat? That tiny thing here? I never really thought of where the hat was, but it does look like its hat. Holy crap, this guy has a tiny hat. His feet are larger than his head. He's some freak of nature. Look how small it is. The gun is like twice the size of his head. That is absolutely not okay. This guy needs to get looked at. I guess they only have people with a very small head that can fit in this costume and get picked up by the Phoenixes. I hope it's not Phoenix Colossus again. I think it is. I haven't been very impressed though by the Phoenix Colossus at all. Like whatsoever. I've been fairly disappointed by it so far. I've looked at it and thought to myself, well, this ain't great. Ooh, oh, this is great though. This I do like. Oh, the Raven gets blasted. That was nice. That was really nice. Pick up the Cyclone. Yep, hey, there we go. Oh my god. This is turning from bad into good. Usually it goes from bad to worse, but honestly it started poorly here for MaxPax's, but turned out pretty okay. Nexus being thrown down as well. Second gate is out already. We have an observer on the way. A couple of Phoenixes flying around, floating around, doing their business. The Robo Bay has started. He always starts his Robo Bay so late, but he doesn't seem to struggle at all. Well, I say that he died in the first game. So he actually does struggle a little bit. Dying often is considered a struggle in StarCraft 2. Ooh, no way he gets this. Yes way he gets it. And he gets out. He's so good with this harassment of those Phoenixes. I'm fairly impressed by that. I actually am fairly impressed by that. Still just flying around with those bad boys. Seeing if he can achieve something. So far the answer seems to be... yeah, not really. But no, that's not true. We killed a Raven and 4 SCVs. Actually, the answer is yes, really. Gonna kill a couple more. Man, he's really good with this. That's mad. Ooh, look at this observer. This is an important observer. What's this move out, though? What is the timing on this move out? You look at this timing of the move out, you think to yourself, that's garbage. Holy crap, what is this? No shot. Just pick up the Marines from the back, surely. I feel like the initial movement is very good, but then the follow-up movement, I'm honestly not too fond of. He should be back here already. He should be picking up these boys. Like these Marines and the medevacs are never going to make it across the map, or they never should make it across the map. This is a car going in towards the natural. I like that move. I like that move a lot. First Colossus is out. Pylon taking a beating here. Like, why doesn't the crap burn? All our buildings at home burn. What is this garbage? Well, mate, that's life. Pylon will never burn. There's a lot of Phoenixes here. He should be taking this out. Come on. It's gonna get spotted here by this watchtower. No, it's not. This never should have arrived here. What a huge blunder out of MaxPax's. It's now gonna try and... ooh, never mind. It's gonna pick it up anyway. Blunder corrected. Almost got there, though. Wait, what? Heromarine doesn't like cooling towers either. This is a really good start here for MaxPax. This map is just too large for this type of pushing, I think. Thermal Lance about to finish up. That's a pickup on the tank. That's a pickup on the tank. Oh, that's a pickup on the tank. Do you want to chase this? No, I don't think you do, actually. No, maybe you do. Absolutely you do. Is there an observer with this army? Oh, no. Heromarine. The mine drop. The distract. I didn't even see it, and neither did MaxPax's. Chaos, destruction. And murder. In MaxPax's base. Oh my god. What an awful way to go. This Atlas is gonna get a freaking mine shot to the face as well. Like, guys, are you sure you want me to stand here? I saw these probes die here earlier. This doesn't seem very safe. Like, nah, don't worry. You just stand there. Support is coming. Alright, go! Double drop heading towards the left side. He knew this pylon was here. Did he just go here to kill the pylon? He really hates this pylon. It's gone now. 2 more pylons can get taken out. Man, This game is back and forth. These games are very back and forth, actually. Like in the early game already, like within 2 minutes, stuff happens so fast. I still don't think MaxPax's position is bad because his early game was so ridiculously good. The problem is that if Heromarine isn't behind, he often doesn't lose. He's really good at winning games where he's even and winning games in which he's ahead. And I think he's at least even right now. Ugh. Let's do that Phoenix for free. Woo! Medevac barely manages to die. Oh, there's not enough Marines here. Lol. You can't be serious. Where's the Marines? Oh no. It's 27 Marines and none of them here. That super sucks. That actually super sucks. Oh my god, this mine. This is the second hit it hits and doesn't get a single kill. Poor guy. Hitting Phoenixes all his life. I guess it softens him up for later on. Observer here doing an okay job spotting what's kicking off. Could try and go in. Nah, it's too low. It's too low. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Kill that medevac is what you want to do. Pew. Lose another Phoenix. 2 Phoenixes have gone down already. Templar Archives. Naku. Line base. Huh. Interesting. Picks up this mine. Okay. Immediately needs to move this observer away because this is like a warning signal. It's like the bad sign for Terrans. Like, alright, there's an observer here, boys, we're being spotted. He just drops out. This guy's mental. Just got his mine picked up and immediately flies away with the medevac. Despite knowing that he was being spotted. He got lucky that observer moved away. A worse Protoss player would have seen it. But MaxPax is smart, move the observer away. I guess that's what Heromarine was scouting on here. Still, this is a scary timing. +2. There's a bunch of Vikings as well. No ghost though. Just 10 Vikings. 8 Marines heading towards the main base. Cannon plus battery. Is it going to be enough? Cannon plus battery. Is it going to be enough? Recall could be used here on the Phoenixes. Instead we see them flying back. Salad Warpin will not even finish up. Next Salad Warpin. Also, that's 500 minerals there down the drain. That's high pace losses here. Marines do get picked up. 1 Phoenix might die. 2 Phoenixes might die. At the same time, the fort base will die. Overall, good trades here for Heromarine, who throws on his fort base. Gets a Ghost Academy down as well, and should be considering starting his +3 at some point in the near future. Here comes the Viking push. Ooh, Archons, of course, are a threat if there's no Ghost out. And there are no Ghost out. And there's 4 Colossi. Ooh. One of these Archons shoots at the Viking clump, and like you see 3 of them fall immediately. It's pretty sick. Positioning out of Heromarine not optimal. It did kill 14 workers, so perhaps we shouldn't complain too much about that. Okay, here come the Vikings moving forward. Basically one-shotting these Colossi. 2 more Vikings do go down. Heromarine needs to be so careful with those. Needs to find an alternate angle here. Or perhaps just needs to head back home. Throw down a couple of extra barracks and play for that late game scenario here. Really would love to see +3 start though. I think not starting that immediately has actually been a pretty decently sized error. Don't get me wrong, I love the Ghost and I love that they're starting soon, but perhaps cutting out 1 medevac to start +3 would have been worth it. Or cutting out like 1 Ghost also probably would have been worth it. Fort base being cancelled. Heromarine in control of this game right now. Absolutely in control of this game. He's gonna go for another maxed out push. Wanting to maximize here for the max. That made no sense. Maximizing the amount of units he gets. So, ooh, he's losing a lot now. So rather than saying, hey, I'm gonna invest a lot in a late game, he invested a lot in getting the strongest possible push out right now. That means that if he doesn't deal damage with the incoming push, MaxPax might have an ability to come back into the game because +3 is delayed for his opponent. MaxPax hasn't started an upgrade in a while, and I think 3-2 could have been halfway done at this point for Heromarine had he skipped 2-3 Ghost. But instead he continues building more and more units. That means that he needs to fight soon, and he needs to get a good fight. I'm actually surprised that he hasn't started it yet. It makes fairly little sense to me. Well, it makes sense, but I think it's the incorrect call. It's difficult, of course, to make these calls, because Heromarine might believe that he's gonna get all in, or that he wants to attack himself soon. Okay, now we get +3. It's gonna be very rough, though. It's gonna be very rough, because this is a big army. Seven Archons in there, and Ghosts are good against Archons. 1. Can we get 1? Can we get 2? No, no EMPs yet. Well, okay. Fair play. 2 more Archons coming in. Make that 9. There's too many EMPs for this now. And they're gonna pop like balloons. Gonna blow up like fireworks on the 4th of July. EMPs, 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 EMPs. Now we get some connections. That is 2 ghosts that go down there. MaxPax's in a position where he can actually win this game and perhaps even this series then, because it's 2-2. That is how scores work. Vikings are being taken down at a high pace, but so are the Colossi. Disruptors have fallen. Final Disruptor shot comes in. That was an okay trade here for Heromarine. Killing a lot of army, losing a bunch of SCVs, but still up in eco. Has the triple mule ability while being up in workers as well. We see that represented in the income. +2 also on the way when it comes to the armor. Yeah, I think MaxPax is in a world of trouble, honestly. Disruptor shots will need to make the difference here, and I ain't seeing it yet. I ain't seeing it yet. The disruptor count simply not high enough at this point. If there were 6-7 disruptors, I'd say, okay, maybe there's a chance. If he had 170, 180 supply with a good disruptor count, I'd say maybe. But now, the majority of this army is so fragile. So many Archons, no Immortals, no Colossi. Archon Stalker Disruptor is the perfect army to die. It's like, well, congratulations. This army is garbage. Zealots are going in once more for a run by. Might be capable of taking out a couple of workers, but here comes the reinforcement forces. Will take out all of those Zealots without the Zealots being capable of doing very much. Disruptor connects. Vikings have landed, going for a flank. Disruptor shots are out of stock right now. These Archons dealing damage. More Disruptor shots coming in. I just don't know. Left side army seems to come in unchecked as well. So, although the right side gets halted temporarily, I don't think pure Disruptor can hold this off. And I don't think... Ooh, maybe? Stalker Zealot? Nah, +3 finishing up. There's only +1 armor here. I think this is going to end right now. I think this is going to end here because this army is too big for this army. And there's no way to shave off a couple of Disruptors to the left side, saying, hey, you guys go here and defend. He needs every single Disruptor over here. He needs entire armies to defend both bases, and that's not possible. So Fort goes down. Heromarine has a 5th on the way already. Now this right side army stimming up. Disruptor shot comes in, takes out a decent chunk of the army, but he doesn't need trades. He needs free kills, and he's not getting free kills. Big drop in towards the main base. And you can't deal with main base drops by sending Disruptors there. It's not possible. But there's no Colossi, there's no Immortals, there's no Archons to deal with this. This army isn't properly upgraded. One Disruptor shot will need to figure all of this out. We get a pickup, but more units are moving forward already, and there's a never-ending stream of Terran units coming in right now. That's a real issue. 2 Marauders go down. Ghost gets blasted as well. Liberator gets sent forward. There's no ship weapon upgrades, and there's 3 more Archons on the way, but the Ghost count is simply too high, I think. Liberator taking care of this ramp. There's so many Marauders, there's so many Ghosts. There's so many Medivacs as this army has infinite sustain right now. Can basically triple stim and still have too much health to heal. Yeah, Disruptor shots need to be... Like, need to kill 30 Marauders at a time. Won't happen. GG gets called. MaxPax loses the game as Heromarine wins the series with a 3-1 score. That's going to be it for me, Heromarine and MaxPax today. Thanks all so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, don't forget the like button, subscribe to the channel, and see all of you next time for a new video. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.